Neeves Knives, I'm Jared, and here we have the new CIVIVI LUMI, a Justin Lundquist design, and we're going to pull up a couple other Justin Lundquist designs here in just a moment, but first let's check this guy out because it's pretty amazing. It has a ridiculous thin blade. I think I measured it about 76 thousandths thick, the entire blade stock thickness, 76 thousandths. Then it has a nice deep hollow grind that gets down to 15,000. No, it was 14.5 thousand. So just under 15 thousandths behind the edge. That's insane geometry. It is mega slicey. And if you look at it, the blade is almost as thin as the liner. Look at that. That's crazy. The lockup is rock solid. No play. Very good. I'm not going to really crank on it like crazy. This is a light duty knife, but it's solid. It's very solid. 14C 28N steel is a great steel to do. Great steel to do geometry like this, though. It does really well with very thin geometry. So it was a great steel to choose for this application. Burlap micarta scales. Then we have the deep carry clip that is reversible with flat screws. Very, very nice. Plunge grind is decent. It's not bad. I always want more, but I'm not mad at it. You can see where it ends. They gave you something to sharpen off. Good access to the lock bar. Love to see that. I'm very happy to always see that. And this has a very light blade, so it's not going to be false shutty, at least on this one. It's not broken in yet, though. I can slap it shut, but the flipping action is amazing because it has almost the style of the way a lighter is. I guess it would be called. I think they call it like an out the front flipper. I think is what he calls it. But it's very well done on every single knife I've tried that has this front flipper on there. The action is just so good because you can treat it just like a lighter where you just put your finger on it and you just drag down. Snaps right out perfectly. Or you can light it like you would a lighter with your thumb. And it's extremely, extremely snappy. So yeah, the gripping on the G10, the gripping on the jimping is pretty good. It has a little bit of traction. So it's going to be really good for gripping you back and firing off when you are ready. It's definitely one you can unlock, let it go down and hit you, and then close with your thumb. And I know it's just going to get smoother and smoother and smoother and smoother as time goes on. Now, the one downfall with these top flippers like this, the out the front top flippers, you can't slow roll them very well because it has a spot where you lose it and it's difficult to get to. Now, if you bring it around nice and slowly and then from here yank down hard, normally it'll catch in place. But it has the possibility of disappearing on you. You know, and you got to kind of struggle with it. But it's super easy to just snap. So you don't really have to slow roll it. I mean, this thing is snappy. And very easily snappy. Now, a couple other Justin Lundquist designs just so you can see the size of it. Here is the Rivery, which has, again, you know, it has his front flipping action just like the LUMI. Very snappy, but you can see the Rivery's quite a bit bigger than the LUMI. Now, we also have another one with that front flipping action, the Dialorme, one of my favorite designs by Justin Lundquist. Same. It's, you know, quite a bit bigger. This is smaller, lighter, thinner, slimmer, slicier, pokier, which is amazing. This is a great size. You can technically get 4 fingers around it, but this is going to be the grip right here. This is going to be the grip. This thing is a detailing beast, opening things up, going around things. It's going to be great. So It's not going to be your, I mean, what you could totally use this for, cardboard destroying for sure, but it's not going to be your cutting straps all day knife or anything like that. This is going to be your precision blade. Something that takes a little bit more thinner geometry, No batoning on this guy. This guy wants precision work, precision slicing, which it will completely excel at. The 14C28N. Great steel, like I said. I think it's a great steel, especially with this geometry and everything. CIVIVI does a good job with it. Now, I spoke in my last CIVIVI video about how their coated blades on all their steels, they run it a little bit softer. For what reason, I have no idea. I don't know if it doesn't stick well on higher HRC. I have no idea. But for some reason, on all their coated blades, the HRC is slightly softer than the non-coated blades. So in this case, they're saying 57 to 59 HRC. If it was non-coated, it would be 59 or 58 to 60. 58 to 60. I personally love their 14C at 58 to 60. 59 to 60 is where I really like to see it. But I don't think it's a big deal, at 57 to 59, because 14C does pretty well regardless. And yeah, I think this is, it's great. I'm sure it will be just fine because, with 14C, it doesn't dramatically get bad, when you go a little bit softer on the HRC. Yes, obviously the edge retention is not going to be as good as if it was 60, but it's also not going to be like another steel where if you had the same drop in HRC, what you would see in those steels. So it's a very, very tough steel. Anyways, I like it quite a bit. Perfectly centered. I love how snappy it is. I love how it's small and, just like wieldable it is, if that makes sense. You almost can treat it like a pen in a way. So this is a very useful little lightweight EDC knife. So just a quick look at it. I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.